I always had a rule of thumb of how much people would make. I said, if you see one person face to face every day, you're going to make about $50,000 a year. If you see two people face to face every day, you're going to make $100,000 a year. If you see three people face to face every day, you're going to make over $150,000. And that was true 30 years ago, and I think it's still true today.
Hey, what's going on, cash flow hackers? It's Chris with Life 180, and I am here today with somebody I'm really excited to talk about. Tom, thanks for being here.
Chris, great to be with you.
I am. So here's what I'll say. About 12 years ago, I want to say, maybe 11 or 12 years ago, I saw this guy at a NAFA conference in Vermont when I first got into the business. And I will say that my whole perspective on the business changed because of that day with you and Van Mueller speaking on stage. It was absolutely just kind of like life-changing, honestly, for me at that point in time, because I got into the business thinking, I kind of caught you in this window where I thought I was going to be in the business for like 6 months to try to go join my father-in-law at Wells Fargo and go into like the wirehouse model. And it was really your and Van's talk that day that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't go do that. Like there's zero chance I can go that direction with my business or with my life. And so really just thank you for all the work you've done. I just want to say that out of the gate. And guys, if you're watching, I'm going to put all of his links to his social media and everything down in the description below. He probably doesn't need much of an introduction, honestly. If you're a life insurance agent and you're watching this video and you don't know his stuff, you're probably not investing in yourself enough to build your business. That's just my perspective. So I would love to talk to you, Tom, right out of the gate here about like, what is your take? Because you've been around the block for a long time. You've done this business. You've seen the ups, the downs, inflationary environments, deflation, just all the market crashes, all that stuff. You focus a lot on retirement planning, optimizing retirement, all that stuff. My audience is a lot, we deal with that obviously as well, but it's a lot of people who are going through, let's call it the early stages, the accumulation phases. Yep. Can you speak to kind of what you're seeing in the world right now compared to, the past, how it relates? And
yeah, so people need advisors more than ever, and there's fewer advisors than ever. So it's the best opportunity I've ever seen. But I think you got to stay connected with people. You got to meet them in different ways with social media. I think that's very important. To have a digital presence out there. I just think there's tremendous opportunities for advisors today.
Yeah. So with what you're saying, we're at this NAFA Apex event right now, and so I'm looking around. The average advisor, I think when I first joined, they said it was 58 years old, and the average advisor, I heard yesterday a statistic saying it was 59. Right. So in a decade, it's gone up, right? Like, and I think so. Are you seeing, anything going on as far as like? Well, I guess I'll ask you this way: Why is this the case? Do you think? Like,
I just think advisors have an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if everybody realizes what a great opportunity is. And then, you do have compliance issues and things. So there's friction, we talked yesterday, Caleb talked about efficiency and eliminating friction. And the regulators do keep putting friction into the transaction, which makes it more difficult. But, I say there's 3 ways to increase your production. See the people, see the people, see the people. That has not changed.
That's awesome.
And so you've got to get in front of multiple people every day and give some type of presentation face to face. And I think it's like I say, golf is a simple game. It's not easy, but it's simple. Center the fairway, center the green, 2 putts. That's golf.
It's that easy? I got to try that sometime.
It's simple. It's not easy. But this business is simple. You got to see people, and I always had a rule of thumb of how much people would make. I said, if you see one person face to face every day, you're going to make about $50,000 a year. If you see 2 people face to face every day, you're going to make $100,000 a year. If you see 3 people face to face every day, you're going to make over $150,000. And that was true 30 years ago, and I think it's still true today.
Wow.
Maybe the numbers have gone up a little bit.
Well, it's inflation and all that stuff.
250,000.
Sure.
But you've got to get in front of people every day.
Yep.
That's the challenge.
And nowadays, you've done an amazing job over the past decade, building your online brands, writing your books, making courses. Honestly, like I've gone through, because I'm a certified partner with ClickFunnels. I do a lot of marketing stuff personally. And I go through your stuff and I'm like, wow, this guy's got his stuff together. He's doing how did you come to a place where you decided that prioritizing a digital presence was
Okay,
imperative
so
for
what
you?
happened is, I think it was 2018-ish, maybe early 2019, I went to the National Speakers Association. There's
Okay.
$1 million speakers group. It's the 30 top speakers in the world that make at least $1 million speaking.
Okay.
I'm in that group.
Nice.
I'm a minnow in that group. There's whales and I'm this little minnow, but they all have a digital presence and they all have webinars that are going 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So I said, I got to do this. So I connected with a guy through Upwork. It's like it used to be Elance, and he built me my first webinar. I mean, I recorded, but he did all the back end of it.
Yep.
And then I said, you know what, I want to try somebody else. So I did another one with a different person and did that. So I had 2, maybe 3 webinars going up, and then COVID hit.
Perfect.
I was set up for COVID. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking Fortune 100 and 200 companies were not ready for digital.
Yeah,
I had,
totally.
so almost every company in the industry was calling me to do the training right when COVID hit, because they didn't have the capability, and I had moved everything to the cloud. 2020 was my best year ever. And I didn't speak on one platform, and I'm a platform speaker, and I didn't speak on one platform. I had my best year ever. So
that's amazing.
It was, you know, very fortunate that I did it before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Now it's working. And so one of the things I'm doing is trying to help advisors with creative ways to get in front of people. So I teamed up with Doug Orchard. He did the Baby Boomer Dilemma.
Okay.
It's a movie about retirement. Yeah. He's the same guy that did The Power of Zero for life insurance with David McKnight.
Ah, okay.
And there are advisors now that are filling up movie theaters. And there's a whole marketing effort that will do it for you. You just and there's proof of concept. They've had enough people do it and it's working. And then they have streaming gift cards. But that's one way that you can creatively get in front of people that's different than other things. I also have another one called the webinar method. I teamed up with Jeremiah Desmarais at Advisorist. And I have webinars that are going, 5 webinars that are going 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They look live. And all advisors have to do is send them to these webinars. And the only call to action I have is for them to set an appointment with the advisor that invited them. And that's the call to action.
That's amazing.
And so I'm trying to help advisors, deal with the new way of getting in front of people. You've got to be different. If you do the same thing that people have done for 100 years, it's almost like it's a commodity. You've got to stand out. You've got to be a little different.
I always say if you want to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, you got to be different.
Yep.
You can't do things the same way everybody else is doing. So that's so true. So talk to me from, if you were a new advisor and you were just starting today, you know, what, I know see the people, that's obviously imperative, but there's an overwhelming amount of content out there, an overwhelming difference in amount of perspectives on what's the right way to do business. You know, if you were just starting today, what would the focus and priority of you building your business be?
I think you have to invest some money, but a lot of time, and you got to get really good at what you do. You got to, it takes 10,000 hours to be a master at anything. I've presented for over 10,000 hours, so you've got to spend the time. You got to invest the time, but you got to invest the money into some programs too. I mean, and then you want to build your social media circle as big as you can. Like, you go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting, get everybody's card, link up. So you want to build, because as you know, the bigger your following, the more stuff is going to happen.
Totally.
And then I tell advisors, watch your feed. They tell you when they had a baby. They told you when somebody died. They told you when they got promoted. They told you when all this stuff, and those are all life events. People buy more life insurance and annuities when there's a life event, when somebody dies, when somebody gets married, when somebody has a baby, goes to college, graduates from college. Those are all reasons to call a client.
Totally. That's awesome.
And those are all life events where they're much more likely to buy something.
Yep.
So if you use this stuff, you can become more efficient. You take out all the friction.
That's awesome. We talk about financial efficiency all the time and helping our clients, but if you want to build your practice, your business better, you got to be as efficient as possible with that. Everybody's only got so much time in the day. The resources are what they are. I call it building your authority platform. Like we hit this COVID thing, so a very similar thing happened to me. I used to, be the head of business development for National Life, and then left there, started my company, failed, quite frankly, in the first 2 years, and I just went into the marketing space. So from 2016 to 2020, I had a marketing agency, and that's all I did. Now, 2020 happened, and all my clients happened to be in like the commercial cleaning space and stuff like that. I got absolutely annihilated. I lost all my revenue in like a 3-day window, and it was horrible. So I was like, what am I gonna do? And so I literally came on my YouTube channel and I filmed a video called How to Build Your Authority Platform. And the whole conversation was around the fact that people are needing your help still more than ever now that they're going to be stuck at home. And so what are we going to do, to be able to reach them in a better way? So my conversation was like, the old thing of going to Chamber of Commerce meetings and all that's like the old high touch kind of way is not going to work anymore. Like, at least not for a minute, you know what I mean? And so whether or not you want to build a big brand like me or you or anybody else that's your focus, you still need to have a presence online. You still need to film videos and have that credibility and do all that stuff, because if you don't, you're going to lose your business. Like, you're going to introduce somebody to a concept and they're going to wind up. It's okay. Go ahead, go around. You're good.
Cut it out.
It's okay. He'll edit that out.
All right, thank you. Sorry.
You're good. If you don't build a presence online, they're going to wind up you're going to introduce them to the concept, and then they're going to go online, and then they're going to find Caleb, or they're going to find me, or they're going to find you, or they're going to find somebody else who's doing it, and you're going to lose that sale, like, period. So you have to establish that credibility. And so, I think it's absolutely vital. And so, and by the way, if you guys haven't, I'm going to put links down below. I'm sure Tom has some good links to a lot of his content that he can share with me to kind of get you down the path to learn, because there's no better content to learn from. I was telling him yesterday when we were talking, I still have this flip chart that I think I paid like $350 for this thing from you back in like 2011. And I literally, when I came over to this event yesterday morning, I had it on my desk in my office, and I was flipping through it. I'm like, man, this stuff is still gold. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff is timeless because
it
doesn't change, you know.
Totally.
The steps, they don't change. Some of the numbers can change.
Of course.
You know, tax rates can change, but most of it is pretty timeless.
Principles don't change.
Yeah.
Concepts don't change. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So what are you seeing today? I was just listening to a video that you did, I don't even know, I think it was like a year ago, and it was talking about inflation, its impact on the economy, its impact on purchasing power. I do a lot of conversations around this. I'd love to hear you talk about just kind of like, what is your perspective about the environment we're in right now, how inflation is impacting people, what can people do about it?
I think we're in a very difficult time. I mean, I know the market has been going up a little bit, but I think there's going to be trouble, because not only have interest rates gone up and inflation gone up, but we haven't really even started the QT, the tightening, you know, and when it's QE, that's like printing money, digitally printing money.
Yeah.
QT is like shredding money.
Yeah.
So we've got to shred $5 trillion. We got to get it out of the system. I don't think the market's going to digest that as well as I guess some people think. So we'll see what happens. We've never had a situation where we have this quantitative tightening that's going to be happening, where we're going to get rid of $4 to $6 trillion of excess money.
Yeah.
Taxes are going to have to go up. There's no doubt about it. And it's not a Republican or Democrat thing. It's a math problem. We need a math party. You know, we've spent all this money. We're over $30 trillion in debt. That debt is climbing by $4 billion every single morning. There's $200 trillion of unfunded obligations for Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, government pensions, military pensions. Taxes are going to have to go up.
Totally.
So I've been converting my IRAs and 401ks to Roth, and I've been purchasing more cash value life insurance, because I want to have multiple sources of tax-free income in retirement. And I've set myself up. I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk.
Yep.
I'm 75% retired now.
Yep.
Play golf 5 days a week, pickleball 2 days a week. You know, my
Pickleball too, good for you. I like it.
Significantly just in the last couple of years.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Are you good at pickleball?
I'm getting
better. Getting better. All right, that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Get that ball in the kitchen.
So I play ping pong with Caleb. He's pretty good at ping pong, and pickleball. I started playing it. Everybody was picking on me. They're like, "That's an older guy's thing." I'm like, "It's so much fun, pickleball. If you've never played pickleball, it's
and all
it's
ages play it, and men
totally.
and women playing together. I mean, I don't know any other sport where men and women can play so equally in a on a court.
Yep.
I mean,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
It's a fun, and I'm meeting new people that I don't meet on the golf course, because a lot of the pickleball players don't play golf. There's a couple that play both, but also it's a whole other set of
network to do. Well, so what do you have going on? I'm curious about you right now, because you're obviously focused on being mostly scaling back a little bit.
Yeah, so what I did was I raised my in-person price way high, so that people go, "That's ridiculous." Well, okay, I know, but I'll do it virtually cheaper. And
totally.
When you think about it, COVID opened a lot of ice, but I'm doing a meeting in Austin next week. I gotta fly there. I gotta get a rental car. I gotta get a hotel. Then I gotta get up, gotta have breakfast. Gotta go do my 1 hour talk. Then I gotta go turn in my rental car, get on a plane, probably get delayed, probably canceled. Who knows? It takes 36 hours for me to go there and back for a 1 hour presentation.
So true.
That's not efficient. We talked about efficiency. A big on efficiency. That was not efficient. So I'm trying to do more virtual. I shifted a lot of my stuff to the cloud. The website, very simply, is tomhegna.com/webinars. There's like 7 free webinars there.
Okay,
The
cool.
content is great, and at the end of every webinar, advisors are offered a package. If they want to get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. But every day somebody's getting something, and that's kind of my new way of doing stuff.
I love it. All my business partners, we should talk about, on a side note here, just possibly having you do some training for the team and stuff, because your stuff is amazing. So at the end of the day, I mean, the way I look at this is the world that we're in, the message that Tom has been preaching for, I don't know how long you've been doing this.
30 years.
30 years. Has never been more important than it is right now. That's how I'm looking at this. Like, I've been doing this YouTube channel since 2015. I've been kind of preaching the same song about the need to structure your life financially to be able to weather any storm. And I would say not just weather any storm, but be able to look optimistically at any storm.
Thrive, not survive.
Exactly. And so if that's something you're interested in, whether you're an agent looking to figure out how to clearly articulate and communicate that messaging, understanding the statistics behind it, understanding the metrics that matter to your clients, we talk a lot about the fact that you can't go out and sell, right? Like, as an agent, I think if you go out and you try to sell a service, sell a product, sell any, it's not gonna work. You're gonna struggle because there's too much information. People are oversold, they're overstimulated. You have to figure out what are their problems and how you're gonna help them solve their problems. And you do an amazing job at kind of compiling it all and taking a very complicated issue around annuities and life insurance and retirement planning and all these complicated things, and you break it down into very digestible, simple components. So we'll put all of the links for his stuff down below. And I think right now, is the time. If you're an agent, if you are an individual who's looking at implementing something in your life, you're probably trying to figure out what path is right for you. I would really encourage you to go check his stuff out and be a better, more educated consumer or agent in whatever you're doing. So, Tom, thanks so much for being here, man. It's a lot of fun. It's an honor to be able to have you on the channel. And guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to engage with every single one. Until next video, have a blessed, inspirational day. We'll talk soon. See ya.